Mentioned he's your GOAT. What's your thought on Kanye West?
Still the GOAT. Problematic as fuck. Um, and it's
Very
okay.
problematic.
He's my problematic bro. I can't ever get past it. It was such an impactful time. That's why I honestly, it's mostly because of Kanye that era is so important to me. That early 2000s.
Yeah.
I was making my first group. Like, I get ended up being a mixtape, but whatever, it was all original production. So it was like we were in the studio every day for like a year and a bit, and we got all the leaks of the College Dropout and of these freestyles where he's like doing verses over like "Give Me the Light" and like "Love You Better," the Cool J song, stuff like that. So we were like listening to Kanye. We'd never heard anyone rap like that before, and then hearing these beats and basically all the music I've ever made has been inspired by Kanye from the beginning, like the early
Yeah.
Kanye stuff.
Super
Um,
influential.
yeah, super. Like he's just the goat. So like, and obviously going into fashion and stuff, it's impeccable. I exclusively wear Yeezys, like shoes. This I got the Yeezy Gap unreleased T-shirts. I found them online recently. Well, the subreddits put you onto it. Let's be real. But yeah, man, I don't know how. Do we need new Kanye music? Like, I don't know. I'm very curious about the Ty Dolla Sign collab project. The Vulture song's pretty cool. I really like Donda. Donda 2 is like, I guess because it wasn't completed ever, so it's
Yeah.
a bit more mid. Like, obviously, I don't love everything, but a great example, Jesus is King. I didn't like that when it comes out. Now it's probably my third favorite. I think it's College Dropout,
Interesting. Yeah.
Twisted Fantasy, and Jesus is King for me. Um, so it's yeah, he's the GOAT. I know he says stuff, but it's like sometimes, not everything. Sometimes what he's saying is fair. He's just a terrible messenger for
Oh,
a lot of
absolutely.
the stuff.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a bit wild, and
Yeah.
but I feel like it's almost like he
Sometimes he is out of
misconstrues.
line, but
Sometimes he's out of line, and sometimes I think he like has a point underneath all of the
mhm. He has
nonsense.
good intentions. Yeah.
I don't think he has bad intention. I don't think he's trying to hurt anybody. I just don't think so. I don't think he's a bad human being. I think imagine being around all of that stuff and being in the Kardashian family and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not really that mad at either. Like, I don't know, Kim's a hustler. I respect it, but
Yeah.
my girlfriend watches the Kardashian show, and I always thought it was, well, not watches it, like we just put it on at the end of the night, and I'm like, I quite like it. Like, it's funny, like to see these
Yeah.
rich people do stuff, and they're entertaining. So I'm not like mad at them. I used to be like super mad at him, but he's just been through a lot. Like, he manifested this whole thing and just through sheer will, to do it all. So I just have a lot of respect for him, and it does suck that yeah, he keeps saying stuff that, whether it is crazy, whether there's a message underneath it, or it's perceived as crazy, whatever it is, he's saying things that probably shouldn't be saying, and then that's affecting, the Yeezy drops of all keeps getting pushed and canceled and blah blah blah, which is like became my favorite little hobby. Um, so he's still the GOAT to me.
Yeah.
Through them, the warts and all, whatever they say. So you mess
Yeah.
with, you feel the same, you feel different.
I actually have always admired Kanye's work as a musical artist. I think even as a I went to school for apparel design, so it's cool to see even him on the apparel side and his effect on that. I think he does get his flowers now and then. I think it's been shaded a little bit as the modern era. We just kind of remember, what he says, what he tweets, whatever. But I think if you look at him like not surface level, but if you look at what he's done, I mean, as a musical artist, look at the influence. You want to talk about Utopia, and we just talked about Travis Scott's album. Like, so much of Kanye's Yeezus album was in that album.
Yeah,
Like, he continually, you will hear similar sounding production, similar sounding voices, like, and the journey he's been on. I mean, like the Chipmunk Orchestra that he used to have, like that was huge for a while. Like, I
the
mean,
best.
just he brought so much, and like even artists like Drake, I don't think he is as big as he is now without Kanye, because Drake's gone on and said, like, without Kanye, like I wouldn't be like singing like I did. Like, he kind of made it cool to sing before it was cool to sing, like, I don't know. I
For
think
sure.
he's super influential. I think he's really created a path in a lot of ways for a lot of people,
Yeah.
because like sorry, I could go on and on about this, but
No,
like
just
Kanye, even in terms of fashion, like he kind of created that whole world, like not totally, but I think in the modern era, he created that world because, like, of course, you have guys like Run DMC, who was huge back in the day, like with like their fashion and collaborations and that kind of thing. But like, he had like his own separate kind of brand and like was able to promote it so big and make it so exclusive,
Yeah,
which was different. So I think he's been a lot of stepping stones for a lot of artists, and
I
I just
agree.
think he needs a lot of credit on that for sure.
Yeah, I feel like people are now quicker to write him off. A lot like if I share something on Twitter of Ye, what I say it's like an anniversary of an album, people are like, the fuck are you retweeting that for? Like, I'm like, I get it, I really do, and maybe I did that too soon, too close to a
Yeah,
controversy or whatever. But like, yeah, you just can't deny. I mean, it's like it's a dude who has had mental health problems, and I'm not
yep,
saying what he said was because of that, but you do have to take that into consideration. And you have these little episodes and such like that, and you say things, and you know, because of cancel culture as such, people are just like you say one thing wrong, boom. It's not like he R. Kelly'd anybody, like
yeah,
he didn't physically hurt anybody. Like he's just a super opinionated person, and I just feel like he's impact. Like you're right. Like who else has gone and started $1 billion, fashion company?
yeah,
Off or after also basically you remember there was a time when if you didn't have a single produced by Kanye in the 2000s, like what are you doing?
yeah,
So it's, there's a lot to be credited for the what we're listening to today, for sure.
yeah. I mean, and what's even cool about him is like I would say he's equally as good of a producer as he is an artist.
For
Like,
sure. Yeah, and it
I
was
mean, the guy like that can't be undersold too, because like we've had a lot of good producers and rappers. Like, I mean, of course, an OG like Dr. Dre, but like, I mean, he made it so cool and it was so diverse and executed experimentation so well too.
yeah.
So
And there's a whole new style of rapping, that conversational style. And that's why I liked Drake in the beginning. My friend, funnily enough, in Atlanta in '08 sent me Comeback Season. I was like, oh shit. Fun, quick story. At the time MySpace was still going, and Drake's MySpace, he had an email on there. It was talk to Drake at gmail.com. And I can't find the email unless I have some sort of like memory or I've moved into a different parallel dimension or something. But I emailed them because I was at the time when MySpace came, I was like, oh my God, I can get in touch with all these American rappers and do songs with them. And we got,
yeah.
we did some with Emilio Rojas and a couple like Cesar Comanche and Sean Don from the Justice League, who's like little brother, and like cats like that, like Hezekiah and stuff. But then I emailed Drake. I didn't know he was on Degrassi. I just liked him because he sounded like Kanye West. And then I emailed him and they quoted me 2 grand for a verse. And I was like,
Oh
I was
wow,
used to paying 250 for the. I'm like, fuck that. 2 grand US, like, and then add the currency convert. No, bro. And biggest regret of my life. And I can't prove it. I've looked through
that's
my old, like,
crazy.
and I think it's either that or I DM the account, and obviously everything's gone off MySpace, so I can't prove it.
So you
I
almost had Drake on a song for 2K.
For 2K, I'm now be like 500K, a million, if you're just gonna pay him a bet, unless he just liked you and he just does it. It's so crazy, but I guess,
That's ridiculous. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
that was my big regret, but
Well, I mean, like, you know how they always have like the conversions of like back in 1972, like it's like that, but with a
yeah,
rapper.
with a rapper
That's
fee, because the
crazy.
fee
Oh my
went up and then
gosh.
the currency went up. Yeah, it's a big miss on my part, but if I knew he was on Degrassi, I would have been like, because we grew up with the original Degrassi in the '80s, and, I probably would have put the money up. I would be like, "All right, fuck it, let's do it." And it would have got us some burn. One of my boys did that with Kendrick in 2011,
Yeah.
and did a song with him and ended up releasing it in 2015. And he calls it the gift that keeps on giving, because
Oh,
the longest
yeah.
it's a whole other story because they took it down. Top Dog took it down because he put the song out right before the rollout for To Pimp a Butterfly. And then my boy had to take him to court, and he won in court in Canada, so that it wasn't applicable in the States. So we would have had to go there. And he had Universal like threatening him on the phone with their lawyers and stuff. It was crazy. Then he got all of this press surrounding it. Like it was kind of wild. So I was like, fuck, that could have been us. God damn it. It was good
That's
though.
wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
I
know,
feel like
right?
you're just full of these stories that are crazy. Gotta
It's funny
pick
when
your
you
brain
think
some
about it.
more. So
Yeah, man.
no,
It's funny thinking, I don't know, I gotta think about all this stuff. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm old as shit. Like we've been doing this for a minute. But it's funny when you like look back and like, yeah, all these little things are just sort of like added up over time. Like, man,
Yeah.
it's kind of
All
cool.
right.
Yeah.
Favorite Yeezy silhouette.
Okay.
And we're talking shoes,
Talking
not like
shoes,
t-shirt. Yeah.
not like different Yeezy Yay fashion era. All right. So
Yeah.
the silhouette that's probably the fave. Okay. The the 350 V2 is
V2.
always the classic. Like this is
Here,
probably my
hold on one sec. One sec.
oh, here we go. You gonna bust out the zebras. We see some zebras right here. Is it still too hard? Too fire. Not yellowed yet, fortunately. Hey, there you go, my man.
Little
Yours
blue
look older
tint
than mine.
section.
I got the blue. I got the blue tints right there. Let's go.
So there you
So I would
go.
say the favorites, and I got the same question for you. So favorite silhouette would be the 350, but I would, if I was to say a favorite of all time, hang on, it's right here, would be the waves.
Oh
I think
wow,
the
really?
waves are the hardest Yeezy of all time, and this was like a big change for me to sort of bust into these bad boys. I just think they're the sickest shoes. They're so comfy. I like that they've got like I don't wear many colors. I'm more like monotone kind of cat, but I like
Yeah.
that they've got little subtle color splashes. It just
Yeah.
works so well. So I think the 350s are cool, but these are a little more like versatile across the board.
Absolutely,
Um,
yeah.
but the comfiest ones would be the three. I can't reach them. Oh no, because I'm wearing them. They're upstairs. The 350 compacts. Have you worn them?
Mm-mm.
You know the ones I talk about.
I Are they the newer ones?
They're newer ones, and they look like an inside
Yeah, they
out
kinda like
three.
yeah. I know
They
what you're
look,
talking about. Yep.
and they've got this like up on the upper part. They got like
Yeah.
there's this pillow like cushion.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, it's so comfortable. It's insane. So either them or like the 500s. The
Mhm.
guys here. I got big ass feet, and these ones are the don't fit in the thing properly. The 500 highs. So
Oh.
these are super comfy, and I got these. Normally, I go half a size up. So these were a full size up, and I think it was either they didn't have mine or they didn't offer it. But
Yeah.
it's maybe because of the ankle support. It's so comfy. And I was talking to a dude on the Yeezy subreddit, and he was saying that he plays basketball in them, and they're great. So I actually thought
Mm.
about using them, trying them for that as well. But these are sick for they're a little much for the warm weather, but now like we're in Canada, obviously it's horrendous right now. Um, these are money. Probably not so much with the suede and the snow, but if it's just
Yeah.
cold, these are sick. These are so comfy. What are you? What are yours? What are your tops?
Oh gosh, I mean, I only have that pair, but
But
back in the day, I loved the original release with him and Adidas, with the Pirate
oh,
Blacks and the
yeah, the
Oxford Tans and the
Turtle
Moon
Dove,
Rocks. Oh my gosh.
the 350 V1s. I guess they are.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah,
I love that release. I like still, and even like some people didn't like these. I like the 750s too. Those, I thought those were hard, especially when people could pull them off. I couldn't pull them off. I didn't have the body type for them. You
right.
have to be a specific person to pull them off. But I definitely think like that release was huge. I think his second release was great too. But I think also like you want to talk about like eras, like being in a good time and a good place in your life. Like I think I was in a good place in my life to like that collection, but
Right.
those are probably my favorite.
Does the
I've only had those on, so I mean, I guess that those are my comfiest, but
it's
I've
that's fair.
heard that some of the other ones are pretty comfy as well. So
The
what are
350.
80? I'm sorry.
Oh, 380s. Yeah, I got them. Oh, they're
Yeah, yeah,
upstairs too.
380s.
380s
Yeah.
are 380s are dope. I only got one
Yep.
pair. There's like a on the Yeezy subreddit, people were going nuts for a while, just posting 380s. It was like a big trend and stuff. I think they're the funniest looking ones. I think, oh well, the compacts are probably the funniest looking ones, but 380s are good. I got almost. I got like 18 pairs. I think I got like almost one of every silhouette. I'm still missing a few. But the 380s are cool. I didn't love a lot of them enough because like they're not cheap, right? So if you're gonna like
Yeah.
once when they were doing the drops, and once I discovered the Confirmed app, like it was only like 3.5 years ago, I just went kind of nuts. I was getting
Yeah.
everything I could. But the yeah, 380s are cool. The foams are fun. The foams are super
Yeah.
dope.
Foam
Not
runners. Yeah.
Yeah, the foam runners are really cool. They're really comfy as well, like for longer standing. Um, 700s, 500s. Oh, the weirdest ones that are the least comfy would be the 450s, like the ones that look like an alien.
Mhm.
Yeah. Those are cool. I got the first drop from that, the dark slate, I think was the colorway. I just can't
Yeah.
reach them. They're back there, but they're like all the rest have boost essentially. I think
Yeah.
almost every one has boost. That one is just like a flat
Yeah.
little sole type of thing. So it's
Yeah.
short wear type
I
of thing.
think, like, the one thing in terms of legacy-wise, like, that Adidas Yeezy has, like, over, like, Jordan brand, it's like they're way comfier.
Right. I haven't worn. I don't think. No, I've never owned Jordans really. I got like yeah
Yeah.
one.
I
I
mean, like,
I
I'll
heard they're
be because
hit or
'cause I'll
miss.
wear Jordans to work sometimes, and I'm like, "Oh my god, my
Ugh.
feet, man." Like, I like to look dope, but, like, god damn it.
You don't want to be in pain, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I've never had any pain at all, and you're right with the boost. The boost is
yep.
fantastic. That's the biggest disappointment about the partnership breaking up, and it seemed
Yeah.
like it's not gonna be fixed, and they were gonna do a drop this month, and now they pushed it to next year. But to get rid of the remaining stock, but the boost is pretty important, I think, for
Yeah.
the comfort of them. But they're the
Mhm.
best. That's my favorite shoes of all. They all look so fire. I was a little worried because that's all I've got. I guess a few other shoes. I'm not going to wear them, but I only wear like I got slides on right now for the house. I got house slides, outside slides. Like I really went in, and I'm like, oh, when all the crazy shit was happening, I was like, oh, I wonder if I'm gonna say something. The fuck you wearing those? Like. But fortunately, no one said anything. I think it's because I'm not in like if I was in Toronto a lot, maybe it might have been different when it was peak, but a slightly smaller city makes it a bit easier to get away with. But yeah, still the GOAT, the best shoes. And hopefully if him and Adidas doesn't work out, then he'll do it himself or partner with another brand in the same way to get him out. I
I
hope
love
so.
it. I love
Yeah,
it.
brother.
Yeah. We'll see where he goes.
Yeah.
Alright.